Ever since the dawn of humanity, mankind has longed for one thing. Beats. The beat of the drum has helped human communities chill for millennia. And after all these years of defining what makes us human, drums are ready to evolve into their next form. Introducing Beetbox. Beetbox is in essence a simple grid of pads that trigger samples. You can add as many tracks as you like, and you can set each track to any of the myriad of samples that are available to you for free. The Beetbox sequencer is packed with user-friendly features to help you drop fresh beats. Master controls allow you to control the entire sequencer and customize your grid. This is the BPM slider. Here you can set the beats per minute and control the speed at which your beat plays, allowing for written input for higher precision. In the grid size controls, you can adjust the length of your loop in beats. Your beats can be as long as you like now. And in the precision control, you can adjust the number of pads that represent each beat. Users can trigger samples precisely when they want to trigger them, or make the grid simple and accessible. Onto the sequencer itself. Each line of pads represents one sample, and each column represents a beat, half a beat or a quarter of a beat, depending on your precision. Each track has one line of pads and a set of controls. The bank menu lets us select which bank we want to load on that track. Each bank holds a number of samples. The sample menu allows us to select a specific sample from our chosen bank. And the volume knob is quite obvious. It controls the volume of the track. The panel controls the stereo image of the sample. We can choose where a sample sits between our left and our right speakers. The mute button allows us to mute all audio coming from the track. And the solo button, when active, mutes all the tracks that aren't soloed. Besides that, Beetbox allows users to save all their tasty beats. Upon login, you can access all your saved beats and edit them to your liking. You can also delete beats and rename them. With all these features and more coming, you will never miss a beat. Beetbox is being adopted worldwide by all the top figures in the music industry. Don't just take our word for it, let's hear it from them.
What's up guys, it's Tim Bread here, aka Daloaf. If you want to make beats like I do, you need to be using Beetbox.
Let's talk about Beetbox's tech stack. Beetbox was made using React, with Google Firebase for handling audio file storage, user authorization, and database. Tone.js was used for handling audio, MUI for styling, and a few small libraries and components were used here and there, with special mention to React Knob for being the only knob component that is actually good. So, I didn't do any backend for this project, which I'm actually glad of because it allowed me to focus on the audio and the UX and polish them as much as possible, although it's still very unpolished. I used a simple Trello and try to keep my priorities straight, although sometimes it's easy to get off track and spend a lot of time on worthless things. I guess a lesson would be to try and stop what you're doing when you know that you're starting to waste time. The other main lesson for me is that you've got to assume you will spend a huge amount of time on unpredictable problems and bugs when you're working on a project like this. And you got to be prepared for it.
Beetbox.